I always tell people when the reality of life sets in, like when reality sets in is when you start to change. Like when you start to reflect on who you are, your abilities, your gifts, your chances, your open doors. When you start to see things as they truly are, and you stop festering. One of the things that people have a hard time with is they fester too much. Fester to me means you're thinking too much, overthinking your possibilities, overthinking your strengths and your abilities, overthinking your freaking opportunities. The door is open. Even if the door is cracked, walk through it. Just push it open. Bloop. I'm going through. We have to live in a space where it's like the only thing matters is becoming a better version of yourself. Becoming a better version of yourself. Every day, waking up in the morning, striving to be a better version of yourself. And how do you get there? Change your mindset. Change how you think. Change what you accept in your life. Change who you accept in your life. People say, I used to hear this song when I was young, and this really makes me think about it. I used to hear this song. It used to say, make new friends, but keep the old ones. One is silver and the other is gold. So then I think about like, okay, which one is silver and which one is gold? I'm trying to figure it out. So I don't know if I really like that song because I'm like, okay, make new friends, but keep the old ones. One is silver and the other is gold. So are we judging which one is gold and which one is silver? Because sometimes the very people that have been in your life the whole time are the people that have been keeping you down the whole time. You can meet someone and know them for a total of 5 hours and they can change your entire life. 5 hours and change your entire life. I'm telling you, I see it happen all the time. I'm here. I live here in this world. I don't live in another country. I live in America. 99% of my followers live in different countries. 99% of the people who encourage me, who uplift me, they don't know me. 99% of the people that can see a shift or a change in me, they don't know me. They don't know me. They don't know anything about me except for what they see on a live video or what they read or they see a quote or something to that nature, but they don't know me. But if they see something in my eye, or some have said, I saw something in your soul that just didn't seem like you were yourself, I'm always shocked. Because here, I live around a lot of people that I know, and I know a lot of people. How come they didn't tell me that? So when we sing the song, make new friends, but keep the old one. One is silver and the other is gold. Which one is silver and which one is gold? And then sometimes you can't even keep those old friends because they're not willing to see you go in a greater direction, and they're not willing to go in that direction with you. Oh, yeah. That's going to make some people mad. When you have to come to the reality that those people are not trying to go in the direction that you're going, and that the only thing that they want to do is they want to see you be in a stuck state like they are. So how do you make new friends and keep the old ones? And which ones are silver and which ones are gold? They are the ones that are inputting positive into you, and you're able to put that same thing into them. They are the ones that will give you that straight face and say, listen, you need to get your act together. Come on, I'm going to show you. You need to get your act together. Come on, let's do this. I believe possibilities are endless. And I know a lot of people say that's crazy. Possibilities are not endless. Yes, they are. I believe that we are all given opportunities. Is what you do with the opportunities. We live in a world where people say race will hold you back. And I believe that. I'm an African American woman. Race has held me back in a lot of circumstances. There's always a loophole. You just have to be willing to fight for it. You have to be willing to see it. You have to be willing to say, you know what? I know they told me no, and I know that they told me no because of the color of my skin. But I'm going to show them. The one thing that I appreciate is when people put me down. That sounds crazy, right? But I appreciate when they put me down because they fuel me to push harder, to do better, to prove to them that although you didn't believe in me, I believed in me. I believed in me. I don't need anybody to believe in me because I believe in me. So whether you believe I can do it or not, I'm going to do it. And then I'm going to show you that I did it. So the mindset is what gets you to the place to where you want to go. Yeah, people are going to think you're cocky. And they're going to think you're better than everybody. It's okay to be confident. It's okay to be confident in yourself. We live in a world that tells us that we're wrong for being confident in who we are. We live in a world where people say, oh, that person thinks they're all that. Well, why can't they think that? Maybe that's how they really feel about themselves, and we should congratulate the fact that they think that highly of themselves. Because if you don't love yourself, you cannot love anybody else. Isn't it a contradiction? I think we live in a contradicted space, a space where everything is contradicted. We want you to grow, but we don't want you to know you can grow. We want you to have something, but we don't want you to know that you can have it, because if you know that you can have it, then you're going to go get it. But we really don't want you to go and get it, because you may get it before we get it. Isn't that crazy? I don't understand why we just sit back and we allow things to happen to us. Yes, you're going to get frustrated. Yes, you're going to get tired. Yes, you are not going to know what to do from this day to that day to this day. And sometimes it's going to look like you're doing a bunch of junk. Stay consistent in your junk. Because when it all comes together, you're going to say, I did that. My original question in my mind is, do you ever ask yourself, how did I get here? How did I get to this place? How did I get in this mess? How did I get this successful? How did I get here? Do we ask ourselves that? Do we ask ourselves that enough? Do we sit back and reflect and think about all the possibilities and all the open doors? Oh, fear. Fear is a downer. Being afraid to step out and produce something. Be something, somebody. Escaping every negative thought, every negative force, every negative feeling, but saying, I am going to do that. Mindset, confidence, two things I just talked about. Mindset and confidence. Knowing that you have the ability, seeing that you have the ability, understanding you have the ability, you have the strength, you have the might, you can do it. It's not going to be easy, but you're going to get it done. I don't see an issue with that. So in this world, I'm trying to figure out why they contradict it. They pump people full of medications to keep them numb, because they say that they have mental issues. And some people may. I'm not one for medication, so excuse me if that offends you, because I feel like medications break down the body. They break down what's inside of you, and they break down the true you, who you are. But that's just my opinion, That's just my opinion. And not saying don't take your medication, because maybe you really need it. Or maybe you need to escape something that's in your mind. It's just a reality check. Life can go two ways. It can go up or it can go down. Which way do you want to go with it? It's just, you have to choose. You have to choose. We have so much background mess on top of background mess on top of background mess. And then we have what society displays as right and wrong and good and bad, and how we should do things, and how much time we have on things, and how much time we do not have on things. And when time runs out, your time has run out, and then you can't do that thing anymore. Why not? Why not? Why not? You have the ability, you have the strength, you have the mind, you have the confidence. Even if you have to find it, you have the confidence to do it. So then why is there a strain on time? Why is there a strain on the mind? Why do they put their hand out to give it to you and then close their hand as soon as you touch it? You ever been done that when you were a kid? Somebody would say, here, you can have this. And then you go to get it and they close their hand back. That's where I feel like we live in those times. So it deters people. It builds their confidence a little bit, and then it breaks them down a lot. But you have to open your mind and see your opportunities and see your possibilities and see your strengths and know that you can do it. And if you tell me that I cannot do it, I'm going to do it anyway. They call that rebellion. They don't call that confidence. They call it rebellion. You are rebellious because I told you you cannot do that thing because you didn't have time. I told you you could not do that thing because the opportunity was not given to you because of the color of your skin. I told you you could not have that because you are too short, or you are too big, or you are too talkative. Oh, wait a minute. I told you you cannot do that because you have a mental illness and you take medication, so you cannot do that. But wait, you said that this was the land of the free, that everything is good here and it's fruitful and there's opportunities. So what time do we live in? Thinking. You thinking? That's what I want you to do. I want you to think. 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 I want you to see. Open your eyes to what is happening. Open your eyes to what is happening. Open your eyes to every contradiction that holds you down, that keeps you in the space where you feel like you cannot. And then I want you to take that T off and that little thing, what they call that little thing, an apostrophe. I want you to take those off. And I want you to say, I can, I will. I can, I will. I can, I will. And then I want you to look for the open door, even if it's cracked, even if it's a little crack right there, it's open. The metal is not meeting the metal. So it's cracked, it's open, and I want you to kick it in full force. You cannot do anything without a team. There's power in numbers. I want to say it again. There is power in numbers. So you create a system, you create like-minded people, people who want to grow, people who are looking for opportunities, people who are ready to fight, people who are ready to open up doors that are a little bit closed, and walk through them. And I want you to know that you have the ability to do whatever it is that you want to do. I want you to know that you have the ability to escape the fear. I want you to know that you have the ability to think for yourself. I always find this funny. I always find it funny that, and this is just for general conversation, for general people. Not that I'm speaking to one group of people, I'm speaking to everyone. But I find this funny. During the slavery times, They told black people that black people cannot have books, you cannot have paper, you cannot have pens. We were not allowed to have these things, right? So now these things are freely given to us. So my black people, we still do not have books in our home. We still do not have pen and paper in our homes. We just go off a word of mouth without researching and knowing that we have the ability. Is it because we are afraid? Or is it because we're in this stuck place where we don't think we can, where we feel like we are still suppressed and oppressed? I don't know. Escape. It's time to escape. Take the chains off. Let's go. We could be in a community of people that own their own, have their own, that are creative. Who cares about the competition? There is no competition, because what someone likes, what I like, somebody else might not like. What somebody else like, I might not like. I might not like the way they make their product. Yes, they make the same product as Joe, but I like Jennifer's product better. My opinion, my choice, my free will. So we don't care about competition. Competition is going to be there because obviously there is nothing new under the sun, right? But everybody has a little different, and people know different people, and people produce different stuff that might go along with it. Whereas Joe might just give me my product. Jennifer might give me my product tied up in a nice little bow with a nice little note on there. See you soon. I like that Jennifer does that. So then Joe might start doing that too. I'm going to put see you soon on my stuff too. Hey. So then Joe says he's going to go a little bit further. I'm going to put see you soon on there, and I'm going to add a bell, a little dinging bell on there. So I might say, oh, that bell is kind of cute. I'm going to go over there, and I'm going to get that product from Joe too now. So now I'm going to alternate. Because I owe Jennifer my loyalty. But at the same time, every now and again, I think I want that bell. That's why we don't care about competition. Because you just never know what people like. You never know what they're expecting. You never know what they want. So you got to put it out there. You got to research. You got to know that you have the ability and you have the strength and the power to do. And no one can stop you. Nothing can stop you except for you. You got to figure it out. You got to be able to fight, and you have to be able to push. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with pushing. So escape. Escape. It's time to escape. We talked about a lot. It was more for encouragement, for motivation, to let you know that you can. You will. You have the mind. You have the heart. You have the soul. You have the fight. Remove the fear. Anything is possible. Opportunities are there. It just depends on if you really want them. If you see them. Perception is big. I always talk about perception, and I know people get tired of me talking about perception, but perception is key in everything that we do. Because where you see a cracked door, I see a wide open door. Where you see no opportunity, I see 15 opportunities. Where you see hurt, pain, and shame, I see a story. I see growth. And I see motivation to make me do better. My kids say this sometimes. This little thing they say, I see it on social media sometimes. We are not the same. Yes, we are. It's about pushing you to that place where you know we are the same. Because when we have a conversation, you want the same things as I want. But are you willing to take the risk for the same things that I'm getting? Or are you afraid? Or is it your perception? So I want you to think. I want you to know that you can. I want you to know that you will. Time is of an essence. Time is important, but time is only important to the person that wants to live in the box. For the person who does not want to live in the box, time does not matter because we're going to get it done. We are going to get it done. If we fall, we are going to get back up and we're going to do it again until we get it right. Yes, we are going to get tired. Yes, we are going to get frustrated. Yes, we might get mad. And we may say every day in our mind, I'm not doing this anymore. But we're going to go to sleep late that night or early that next morning. And we're going to get up and we're going to do it again until we get it right. Until we believe in our hearts of hearts that we can do this. We can move forward. We can push. The opportunity is there. It is there. It is there for you to see it. It is there for you to move with it. The only person that's holding you back is you. You are holding you back. You are keeping you down. You are oppressed because that is the place that you want to be. Stop thinking about oppression. Stop thinking about what you do not have. And definitely don't think about what Joe and Jennifer have. Who cares what they have? Because that may not be for you. There may be something different on the other side for you. But you can't see it because you have this perception that everybody has more than what you have. And you can't have that because of this, this, and this. Nope. You can't have that because you don't want it bad enough. I apologize if I hurt your feelings. But it's the truth. And I'm really not sorry if I hurt your feelings because I want you to know that you have the ability. You have the mind. You have the heart. You have the soul. You have the spirit. You can. You can. You can. And nobody can tell you that you can't. You can. Humans make errors all the time because they're called human errors. So if humans make errors all the time, right? Now listen to me. Humans make errors all the time because they're called human errors. They have a word for this thing because humans make errors. So I want you to know that along with humans making errors, humans have loopholes in areas where they tell people they cannot go on things that they cannot do and time limits that they have to meet and deadlines. There's always a loophole. There's always a way in. It's if you want to go in, if you want to get into that space. Do you want to get into that space? Ask yourself, do I really want to get into that space? Yes, I do. I want to get into the space. I want to get into the space. I'm going to get into the space. I'm moving towards the space. Nothing is going to stop me from getting into this space. So we go. We go. Know that you can. Know that you have the ability and know that you have the strength. Your body cannot stop you. Your mind cannot stop you. Your will cannot stop you. But fear and your negative thoughts will. Know that you are more powerful than you think. You are stronger than you believed. You have more abilities than what you tell people or what you show. Imagine you, that person, right? That person that when you close your eyes and you say, I want to be this person. I want to do this. Why can't I get this right? You can. You can. You can do this. You have the ability. You have the strength. You have the might. You have the power. Escape. 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 I can't say it 100 times because I don't have time to say it 100 times. Because you already know these things. It's like you just want to hear me say it. You already know that you can. You already know that you will. You already know that the power is within you. You already know that time is of the essence, but only to the person that wants to live in the box. You already know that you have a sound mind. You already know that your spirit is lifted and can be lifted, but you allow it to stay in those dumps. You allow it to be consumed with unnecessary madness and unnecessary drama because we all know right from wrong. We all know good from bad. Or at least we all know what society tells us is good from bad. But deep down inside, we know what the reality is. Right? When you think about it, you know. When you think about, I didn't see the warning signs. You did. You just chose to ignore them. You chose to make an excuse for them. You chose to make an excuse for the warning signs, but they were there the whole time. And you saw them and you said, ooh, that kind of touched me wrong. Oh, I don't know if I really like that. That wasn't good. But I'm going to make an excuse anyway. Come on. Come on, I'm going to make an excuse for this. Come on. We saw them. We know they're there. Create a space of peace. Create a space of ability. Create a space where you mind your own business and you take care of your own business and you grow. Because your growth is going to encourage somebody else to grow. And then their growth will encourage somebody else's growth. And then for you know it, you have a whole bunch of people growing. You have a whole bunch of people showing their abilities. You don't got to pull them with you because they're coming anyway if they really want to come. They are coming anyway if they really want to come. Did you hear what I said? They are coming anyway if they really want to come. There's a saying when people say, if you mess with my kids, it's hell or jail. Hell or jail. And I love when people say, I'm like, oh, okay, hell or jail. Hell or jail about my kids. You better know it. But then somebody mess with their kids, they don't go nowhere. They ain't go to hell or jail. You get what I'm saying? Because if you really want to do something, know that talk is cheap. 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 It's the action behind the talk that makes it better. I'm going to say it again. It's the action behind the talk that makes it better. It's when you put those all black shades on, like Ray Charles, and you pretend that you can't see nobody but what's inside of you. You can't see nothing except for your abilities and your growth and in everything that's good about you. That's all you can see is your inside because you're blinded from what's happening on the outside. And when you come to that place where you have to fight, you've rested a little while now, so you're able to fight. You're able to search for that opportunity. You're able to search for that loophole. You're able to pull something good out of a bad situation. You're able. It's all about if you really want to. Procrastination is crazy. And I say this because procrastination is one of the funniest things to me, because it's like we all have this time where we procrastinate, especially me. Sometimes I can procrastinate on getting dressed to go somewhere. But I'm procrastinating because I really don't want to go. I really don't. I really don't want to go. So I get in the shower. I stay in the shower for about 45 minutes. I get out the shower. It takes me another hour to put lotion on because I've laid back on the bed looking at my phone or doing something, I don't know, doing something random that I really don't have to do. One day I had to go somewhere. I took a shower. I cleaned my whole house. I didn't have to do that because my house wasn't messy. It really wasn't. I mopped the floor that had been mopped the day before. I washed 2 dishes in the sink. I cleaned the bathroom that didn't need to be cleaned because I cleaned it earlier that morning. But I went in and wiped it down again with some Clorox wipes. I was doing stuff I didn't have to do. I was procrastinating because I really did not want to go. So you got to ask yourself, when you're procrastinating, what is it that you really want? What is it that you really want? What is it that you really want when you're procrastinating? How is this procrastination helping you? Well, mine was helping me not go. I ended up going. But it was helping me not go. It was helping me show up late, more or less to say. Because I felt like if I show up late, then I can leave early. In my mind, leave early because I showed up late and it's not going to last that long. So, hey, procrastination. That's why I said it's a funny thing. It's kind of like a defense mechanism or something that proves you really don't want to do it. So, today, tomorrow, tonight, whenever you listen to this and whenever, I want you to think about everything that I said here because I talked about a lot of stuff. I even threw a few little subliminals in there for people who is able to perceive them. There's a message. There is a message. We live in a different space. We live in a different time. We live in I'm going to give it to you, but I'm only going to give you enough to get by. Whereas we have the ability to do more than get by. We have the mind. We have the heart. We have the spirit. We have the resources. New word, right? Resources. We have the resources. Just got to ask the right questions. You just got to follow and learn and open up. You got to see things a little bit different. But it's there. It's there. The resources are there. Do people want to share them with everybody? No. I never understood that thing they call crabs in a bucket. I never understood crabs in a bucket because at the end of the day, if the crabs are in a bucket, they're all about to get cooked. So, I'm from Florida. So, I'm in Florida currently. So, if all the crabs in the bucket are about to get cooked, why then am I fighting with you? Why don't we figure out how we all can get out this bucket? And then we can come up with another plan to attack the people who are trying to cook us. Or at least we can come up with a plan where, okay, I'm pushing you out the bucket. You reach down, you grab my arm, right? You clamp onto my arm, and then you pull me. Now, wait a minute. It's somebody up under you because somebody had to get out the bucket before you. So they pulling you. Now, I'm going to pull somebody up. Now, what's up with these crabs in the bucket now? What's going on with these crabs? See, I don't understand. It's the perception. It's the perception. It is the perception. I'm not a big person on television. I'm not a television watcher. Television to me is like, I don't know. Now don't get me wrong. I watch some movies and I watch a couple of shows here and there. I know a few things, especially like in the younger time, my younger days, because when I was younger, people had a lot of information. They had a lot of information in what they were teaching and who they were teaching, and they were conscious of what needed to be learned and what did not need to be learned and what needed to be produced and what shouldn't have been produced. But they had a lot of information. They had a lot of skill. They had a lot of subliminals. But it was to encourage you. It was to make you strong. It was to make you powerful. It was to let you know that you can. You can. You will. There is a loophole. You have the mind. You have the heart. You have the spirit. You have the resources. Use them. Use them. We talk about a lot of stuff, like I said. Back to TV. So, television, to me, it puts a lot of stuff out there. And some of the stuff is real, but some of the stuff is to make you, it's not real, but it makes you feel like it's real. It makes you feel like this is the truth. This is the absolute truth. But it's not the truth. Because it's going to be, they play this game called Two Truths and a Lie. So when I look at television, that's what I think of. Two truths. In every show, there's two truths and then there's a lie. But sometimes it's hard to decipher which one is the lie. Social media is the same. Two truths and a lie. You can be anybody you want to be on social media. So people get caught up in watching people's social media, and then they wonder why my life can't be that way. Why can't my life be in that way? Not understanding that, yes, that person is at a party, and they look like they're having the time of their life. They are hanging out. Their makeup is popping, or they have on a nice outfit. They're laughing. They're showing pictures like they're mingling through the party. And guess what? They wasn't even invited to that party. They just happened to sneak in there and be able to get a couple of good video shoots. Did you hear what I said? And when they figure out that they're in there, they're going to put them out. And that person is going to sit in their car and they're going to say, why can't my life be like that? Don't consume your mind with that. It's a distraction. It's something to get you off key. It's something like, I'll give you a little bit. I'm gonna show you this. In my hand, I'm going to show you this. And then I'm going to take it. I'm going to close my hand. Because I want to show it to you. I want you to see it. But I don't want you to touch it. But I know because you want it so bad, you're going to keep just looking at it. Instead of letting them show you, and when they go to close their hand, you just slap it out their hand. That's a better trick to me. It's a better trick to me. Don't be teasing me. Just give it to me. Let me get it myself. Let me get it myself. You don't have to show it to me. I'm going to get it. This is what I want. This is who I am. These are my abilities, and I can. I have the mind. I have the heart. I have the spirit. I have the resources. I'm going to say it again. I have the resources. I love y'all. Good night.